PS5 can't move games from internal SSD to USB drive yet, phone mantra. Sony stresses Japan is of utmost importance after report claims company's interest has drifted, push Square. Love Island bosses, to begin casting in January with plans for an early summer return, Daily Mail. BioWare announces Mass Effect Legendary Edition, work on next game, superherohype.com. Business leaders congratulate Biden on victory, CNN. Jack Ma's terrible week, BBC News. Lily Allen carries a Mrs. H. Dior handbag in NYC after reuniting with husband David Harbour, Daily Mail. Fans hit back at anti-consumer exclusivity plans for Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War, Games Radar. Rally for rent control attracts crowd in downtown Halifax, cbc.ca. Sudbury Public Health reports another 5 cases of COVID-19. Sudbury.com